A little bit of a precursor, I don't finish my games. And because of that, my backlog is extremely big, and I don't like that. I need to clean it out. I need to clean it all out. So, as my New Year's resolution, I decided I'm gonna finish at least 4 games a month. It's the 4 games a month initiative, my 4 GOAT. 4 games at a time, or something like that. Anyways, for the next 12 months, I'll be playing 4 games a month and trying to finish them. They could range from just shovelware, they can range from stuff that I've been wanting to play again, stuff that I never finished, just random things that I want to play. And I want to document them. I want to put them down in video format, and maybe someone can see it and be like, hey, that's a pretty good game. I should play that. And if you do like this, that's a good thing, because our first game that I played of this year in January 2025 was a masterpiece. Prey 2017. Prey is a great game. I would go as far as saying Prey is an amazing game. I'm extremely happy that it was a game I found out about, that I was able to play by myself, blind. I was able to be surprised. I was able to be just a part of what the game tries to do. It is by far the best psychological shooter I've seen or ever played. I love the space atmosphere. It gives me chills. When I first played the game, I was freaking out at the twists, at the turns, all these things, these mechanics, the spacewalks. These were so fun. These were so amazing. I have never played a game that let me do these things. Prey allowing me to go out in space and walk, or just float and shoot different robots or enemies. Like, it was freaking awesome. It was something I've never experienced before. And the way Prey does it, it's so intuitive. It just feels right. Prey is an amazing game made by Arcane Studios, the dudes who made Dishonored 2, and some other games like Deathloop and Redfall, and we don't really talk about those, although I'm sure they're fine because they're made by Arcane. Arcane is great. It was published by Bethesda, so that's also cool, you know? But Prey, it's got this way of making you feel paranoid when playing it. You feel scared. You feel terrified. And at the beginning of the game, you know, just like the name suggests, you do feel like prey. As corny as that sounds, you feel scared. You feel weak. And as the game slowly ramps up, you get stronger. You get faster. You get more abilities. And you feel like a predator. You feel like Jared Fogle, right? And it's the way it does things with the weapons, the glue gun, being able to platform around different areas, being able to do skips entirely depending on your build. And there are builds, there is crafting, but I feel Prey does it perfectly. Where, okay, this is completely from experience, but I'll have gotten certain materials at an early game and it was surplus. And then late game, the materials that I found easy to find were completely gone and missing. You really feel like the crafting matters. You really feel like everything you're doing has a purpose. And the way you gain materials and other things is by recycling them. They give you items to recycle the objects around you too. It's really cool. You can recycle dead bodies, you can recycle enemies. It just all flows perfectly in this little sandbox game. Talos 1 is an amazing place to explore, and I felt like every single corner there was something new. Nothing really ever felt old to me or repetitive. I would say the loading times kind of ruin the exploration, but at the same time, just going back and forth between areas, oh my god, there's like different enemies now, or oh my god, there's different enemy placements, different traps set up by certain enemies. When you get to the trap section of the game, you are gonna love this game. That is when I fell in love with the world around it. I love Talos 1. I love the people in Talos 1. And the ending, well, I can't spoil it. I don't want to talk about anything else because I really want people to go in blind when they play Prey 2017. A lot of people didn't like this at first because there was another game called Prey starring a Native American. But Prey 2017 stars an Asian, and he's really cool. I love Morgan Yu. He's my favorite Asian dude. If you haven't played Prey, please play Prey. Do yourself a favor. It's on sale for like $3 every Steam sale. It's on Xbox for $6 during their sale. The DLC Moon Crash is hit or miss. It's a roguelike. You don't have to fuck with that. Do yourself a favor and play Prey. It's an amazing game with amazing music.
Serious emergency. Please report to the nearest muster station.
So, I really like Sybil. I think she's really cute, she's a good design, and she's got a lot of good features. But regardless of how Sybil looks, her design wasn't enough to just sell her game. It was the gameplay mechanics of her game. Pusedoregalia is a 3D Metroidvania platformer where you're able to do a lot of cool stuff with momentum. There's a lot of movement opportunities as well. There's this really neat little mechanic where you can slide off a ledge and carry your momentum by bunny hopping. And doing that, you can go around pretty fast. And I found you can do like certain jumps, you can do certain skips. You wouldn't need certain abilities to do these things. And half the fun of Pusedoregalia was finding out like, oh, how can I skip this section? Or, oh, how can I get there without getting a certain ability? And when you do find an ability to make this easier to traverse, well, it's a lot of fun. But I found most of the enjoyment from Pusedoregalia was just going around the environment and just trying to get to places that I probably couldn't get normally. When your 3D platformer's fun comes from platforming and exploring, you did something really good. So while Pusedoregalia, has a sexy anthro goat, that's not the reason why people bought it. People bought it, well, probably it's like half the reason, but people bought it because it was a good 3D platformer. And it was $6 too. A lot of indie games, they make their games way more expensive than they need to be. They make them like $15, $20. If you put your indie game at $1, people will think it's shovelware. If you put your indie game at $20, people are gonna say, oh, that's too expensive, I'll wait for a sale. Pusedoregalia, to my knowledge, has never gone on sale, and it's only $6. Not to mention, it's a great game. If you haven't played Pusedoregalia, do give it a try. It is the best 3D platformer on Steam, like hands down. So, Balatro is a roguelike indie deck builder that was nominated for Game of the Year. And I'm pretty sure everybody who's played it has really only played it because it was nominated for Game of the Year. I'm not trying to throw shade, I'm just saying that that's how I heard of it. I'm like, oh shit, this game is good? I'll play it. And I did. And I liked it a lot because the entire game is a tutorial. Everything up until Gold Stake is easy baby PP mode. Until you get to Gold Stake, you are playing a tutorial. That is how it felt. Unlocking all the jokers, playing the early stages, unlocking all the decks, all that did not count. I beat the game because I beat Gold Stake. If I wanted to 100% Balatro, I would have to beat Gold Stake with all the decks, with all the jokers, and the special challenges that you unlock after doing all that other shit. Now, I like Balatro. It's a good game. It's a really good, solid deck builder, roguelike, whatever. You can literally break the game. You can get infinite metal cards. You can get infinite multipliers. And it's just really fun. It's really addictive. It's like the CIA introducing crack heroin into low-income black communities. It is an amazing game. Not to mention, a lot of the game lets you build around the way you want to build. So if you choose a red deck, you'll get +1 discard. If you choose a blue deck, you'll get +1 hands, so you can dish out more cards to get more points. And there's a lot of ways that the decks help you on your builds. There's certain, hands you can play. You can play straights, which is like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a straight. Or you can play flushes. It's all the same color. And it's really, really neat because these decks really allow you and aid you on what you want to go with. Now, a lot of the time, you're going to be playing with whatever jokers you get in the shop, and not all seeds are the same. So you're basically relying on luck most of the time. but pressing and holding R will let you reset the game right away. And I mean, you saw me earlier, I reset like 5 times trying to get it straight with just the face cards in the 10. Like, it's pretty hard to get at first, but being able to reset so soon, so fast, so quickly, it really lets you get back into the gameplay right away, and that's really cool. Not to mention, a lot of the jokers are super fun to play with. I don't want to spoil most of them because they're kind of unique, but a lot of the jokers age your deck as well, and they are primarily the main focus on what you want to go for. It's really, really cool. I think everybody should go in blind playing Balatro. If you don't know what it is, definitely give it a try. Please do. This next game holds a special place in my heart because I really like Needy Streamer Overload. I think it's a great game. I love King Angel. I love Ame. I love her bipolar disorder. I love how you have to manage a lot of things to keep her from killing herself or leaving the internet entirely. It's a genuinely good game. So when I found out that they were making this like a spin-off sequel, Needy Streamer Overload typing in the net, I instantly copped it. I'm not gonna miss out on Ame Kino. This is just like a little fun thing, a little side thing, but I count it as a game because I love Ame, I love King Angel, I love Needy Streamer. So I thought, why not? And it plays exactly like how you think it is. The trailer advertises the words are going to be very brain rot related, and when you play the game, it does showcase that. There's a lot of terms. Not to mention, the game is incredibly difficult. I cannot for the life of me S-rank any of these levels. They are incredibly difficult, and I feel like you have to have incredible speed to get the S-rank. I learned how to type on a Mac computer in elementary. I know what to do. I've been doing this for years, but I cannot for the life of me get S rank on Needy Streamer Overload typing of the net. It is infuriating. It is incredibly difficult. I need like a task machine if I want to get S rank on these 3. Luckily for me, even though I'm a nub at typing, the real showcase, the real focus from this game comes from just beating the game normally. You don't need to get S rank to get a secret, because there's a secret, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a secret in the credits, and I think it's really cool. This game was like maybe $13, $14, maybe $11, I don't know. I spent like $11 on a typing of the dead rep off, but they make it worth your while. You're not just getting 3 levels, you're getting more. You don't have to S rank, that's for like the achievement stuff, but if you beat the game, you get something really cool. I'm not gonna spoil it because everybody should see it for themselves. I think it's fucking sweet. I think it's really sweet. The aesthetic, like the presentation of it all, the fact that it's a little secret, but it's genuinely really cool. Needy Streamer Overload typing the net. I had fun. It's a good hour or 2 plus the bonus game, which is an extra hour or 2, maybe like 3 hours in total. I spent like an hour 75 minutes, but it's genuinely a fun game. Wait for it to go on sale. Don't buy it full price like me. I'm just an Ame diehard. I love King Angel. I don't have any figures or Fumos or anything like that, but I like this character a lot, and that's why I bought it. But that's pretty much it.